incredible news today. When you are being motivated, sometimes it takes a little bit of a boost to keep us in that headspace and keep us going and pushing us forward. And today we are joined by a very special person. This is Mary Allison, who is with us today, and she has actually been named as the Upstate's 40 Under 40. Congratulations!
Well,
for
one
that.
of the nominees.
One
yes,
of the,
yes,
sorry, yes, one of the nominees.
Yes, I am one of the
lucky chosen. But we're going to speak that into existence,
yes,
you know.
Yes, yes.
But why don't you tell us a little bit about your story and how you became a 40 Under 40 nominee?
Well, I'm very honored to be included, and you know, it's a great group that we have this year of people who have been honored with that distinction. But last year, I was able to grow my business 35%, almost 35%, while I was battling breast cancer. And you know, I think that was a big part of it, and you know, certainly that, and then certainly my community involvement as well, which I've kept up. You know, I made a commitment when I was diagnosed to continue working. I knew I wanted to keep working, and I needed to figure out how to do that. And it was very important to me that my clients did not, you know, have any inclination of the fact that I was going through that. You know, this is the biggest transaction of their lives. They need to feel comfortable and like they're being represented. And so I was able to do that, and literally none of them ever knew, which was fantastic. Yeah, so in the back end, I had to do a little bit of finagling around the wigs, a little bit, you know, when we got to that point. But so it was, and I'm just so fortunate to work in the industry that I work in, and so I think that was probably a big part of it.
That is incredible. Yeah. So how, during this entire moment in your life, this big life-changing event for you, how did you stay motivated and keep going and keep pushing, because that is one of the biggest fights of your life?
It certainly is. I think for me, you know, having been diagnosed young at 38, it was not anything that I was expecting. I didn't have a family history, no genes for it. And I think for me, it was just this decision that I made when I was diagnosed of this is not going to take over my life, and I'm not going to take a step back. I remember having that conversation with my broker in charge, Sharon Wilson, and you know, she's extremely understanding and very supportive. And I just said, you know, I want to keep working. It's very important to me that I do, but I don't want that to affect anyone's experience. And so, you know, I think it's just mental. You make up your mind that you're going to do something, and then you go after it, right? And so, and then you have this whole personal battle with cancer, right? So it's a whole, for me, like it was important to me to keep working out throughout cancer, you know, physically working out, you know, those sorts of things. So I think you just have to make up your mind and go for it.
And did you have a support system around you and
I
encouraging folks to help you push through?
I didn't tell a lot of people because I didn't want it to get out, partly because I wanted to keep working, and partly just because I felt like for me, I was going to be overwhelmed if there were just a lot of people calling and texting, and you know, I'm more of a get in there, get it done, get out. And on the back end, we'll be like, oh, by the way, I had breast cancer and everything's okay, which I did. And people were like, really? You just didn't tell us. But I did. I had a supportive brokerage that I work for. You know, Sharon and Nick are incredible. I told a couple of people that I work with just in case I needed help with anything. And then obviously just my immediate family. And so even my extended family was like, okay, you're totally not on the Christmas card list anymore after this. But yeah. So.
Well, we put up some advice on this screen, but how, in some of your own words in these last little moments that we have here with you, how would you give some people some advice to keep pushing through those hard times, keep going through it? There's a light on the end of the other side.
Absolutely. You know, one of the biggest things that I would say is you literally never know what you are capable of until you're put in a position where you have to push yourself. I think sometimes we undersell ourselves. We don't realize how much we are capable of. So just know that. And not even from a cancer perspective. Look at it from you are capable of the thing that you don't think that you're capable of. Another thing that I would just say is positive mindset all the time. You got to stay positive, you know, because life is going to throw you a bunch of curveballs. You don't know what it does. I mean, in my case, it was cancer. For somebody else, it might be whatever. But, you know, you have to stay positive, locked in, make your goals, do it for yourself. So.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here.
For having me.
Absolutely. And congratulations for being a cancer survivor battling breast cancer. So we appreciate you here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.